Hello all. I don't know if this is going to be considered a part of the walkthrough yet or not. It depends on how long I babble. Uh, First things first, the reason I'm doing it today instead of on my Thursday or Monday that I normally do is because I want to try and take advantage of this event and talk about these events while I'm at it. We have 322 gems, and I'm actually going to just buy a couple shards because why not? Now, again, this is all about patience level because my gem mine is not full. You should probably wait for it to be full. But it's honestly, to each person, right? Personally, I value shards a little more than a couple gems. I'll get this at some point as I go through the missions and challenges myself. Obviously, personally, if I'm going to tell you what I recommend for people to actually do that don't have my same, stupidity, is to go for the gem mine fully first. But, so let's pull these 7 and see if we get lucky with anything. And I'll talk about the who is I think we've pulled her before. I can't remember. Attacks one enemy, heals reduction only 45%. Attacks one enemy, 50% chance of decreasing the turn meter by 20%. Attacks 2 times at random, has a 50% chance of increasing the cooldown of. I mean, accuracy by 40 is not too bad, but everything else is kind of useless to me. I know we've gotten her before. I'm like 95% sure we've gotten her before, so I'm not going to bother with talking about her. I've gotten her before. I'm actually thinking about working on her on the side. I think we've already talked about her as well. I don't know if we've gotten him before, so let's talk about him real quick. Attacks one enemy, has a 25% chance of placing a 50% increase attack buff on all allies for 2 turns. That's an interesting thing. Attacks an enemy, but then it buffs the team. So, I mean, that's not bad, except there's no way to buff this, so there's only 25% chance. But this is on A1, so it's just a bonus, so that's not bad. Attacks all enemies has a 20% chance of removing one random debuff from each. One random buff from each target. That's not horrible, and you can boost it to 50%, and it's a 3-turn cooldown. Revive an ally with 50% HP. Places a shield buff on the revived ally for 2 turns equal to 20% of their max HP, and is on a 4-turn cooldown. So it's a targeted res. I mean, it's not the worst kit I've ever seen. Like it's not bad. I mean, there's not going to be many rares that I'm going to be like, holy fuck, this is amazing. But, it's not a bad ability. Oh, it only has 3 things. Attacks one enemy has a 25% chance of placing a 25% chance percent weakened debuff for 2 turns. And you can buff this to 30, 40, 50% on an A1. That's not horrible. Attacks one enemy will ignore shield and block damage buffs. So this is kind of like a piercing skill, essentially. Increases crit damage by 40%. Okay, so he's clearly just like a single target DPS. I mean, it's not horrible, but yeah. Fleshmonger attacks an enemy 3 times. That's already nice and sexy. Places 25% increase attack and 15% increase crit rate buff on this champion for 2 turns. Grants an extra turn. So the fact that it's single target sucks, but because it grants an extra turn every time you use it, it essentially is just like a buff. It's almost like a passive buff, almost, except it's not all the time. But like you can do this, and then you can do one of his actual abilities. Attacks all enemies, has a 50% chance of placing a 60% decreased debuff for 2 turns, and this can go up to 75%. I mean, he's not a bad champion. So you can do the decreased defense on all champions, so that you can use this instead of Warmonger. Warmonger, Jesus Christ. War Maiden. Attacks an enemy 3 times, that's okay. And this buff lets him, so you could do this first, increase him a little bit, and then do this to hit a little bit as well as decrease. So I mean, he's not horrible if you got nothing else. All right. This guy, the fake looking Skull Crusher, attacks one enemy 2 times. Attacks one enemy, has an 80% chance of placing a block cooldown skills debuff for 1 turn if this attack is critical, which is nice because you can control that for the most part. Places a 30% increase crit rate buff on this champion for 2 turns, then attacks all enemies, has a 50% chance of decreasing the turn meter by 30% if this attack is critical. Okay, so I mean, this is not a bad ability, and it has turn meter manipulation, and you can affect the crit damage or the crit rate on someone, so it's not a horrible ability, but at the end of the day, it's also mostly single target. It's okay. All right, so let's talk about the event. So when you see this shit shining, there'll be some events. Plarium has been pretty shitty about giving you forewarning. So if you want to participate in an event like this, you just gotta save your shards, okay? But they did mention in the news the day of. So for a short period of time, we're gonna, you know, from this fucking whatever, you get a chance to get this random assortment of fucking champions. It's not even like, this is gonna be a rant video essentially. Plarium's been pissing me off for a while. I like this game a lot, but it's really infuriating to see how much they stopped giving a fuck. Like these news things, they don't even release this ahead of time anymore, so it's not news. It's like, oh, like see this, they posted this at the same fucking time that the event was live already. So I'm like, cool, I don't need that. I already fucking can see it. Stupid. Anyways, so it just means you have a boosted chance to get these champions from the particular shards that they mentioned underneath. You do not get any additional boost up here, as you can see. As you saw, I pulled 7 shards and I got fucking nothing. So, you know, all these champions are good. Very good in their own right. These two are really fun to play with. I don't use him. I don't know him, anything, you know, because I don't have any Void legendaries except for my Warlord on main. And she's good to nuke waves. He's good for late game dungeons. And she's pretty good for Fire Knight. I don't know much about him, but I think he's good too. I'm assuming. Excuse me. But this event is honestly one of the reasons that Plarium's been fucking up, in my opinion. They're doing these constantly now. All the fucking time. Because they realize they can get a ton of money by literally changing the boosters on a couple champions and not doing anything to help us. And they get a fuck ton of money doing this because you're going to see a champion, they're like, I fucking need it. Like they did it with Martyr, they did it with Valkyrie. Those are the two of the only team counterattack champions in the game. You're going to want to try and get them. So anyone that's dolphining up, you know, if you're a dolphin or a fucking whale, you're going to try and buy some shards and try and go for this. And then they obviously, you know, they see, look. Oh no, wait, sorry, ignore that one. That's let's see if they show it in this shop because this shop's different. See, look. And then they try and, you know, they try and make money by selling you a convenient pack that's clearly focused to make you want to pull those shards. Obviously, this is business. You know, I understand that aspect a little bit, but care about your fucking player base a goddamn little bit. Like, it's just so infuriating how shitty this fucking company has been. You know? Honestly, the events have been the same. It's these same basic shits all the fucking time. Nothing new has happened in the game for so long. Like, that's half the reason I'm making alternate accounts, just because I'm bored. But now I'm playing Exos Heroes, so now I actually have a decent game to fucking play. Sorry if you guys don't like Exos Heroes. I know some of you probably have been hearing about it if you're watching this. But it does a lot of this way better. So, anyways. But yeah, so this event is stupid as fuck. I can't stand it. They've been going downhill, and that's one of the reasons. This is another thing they've been doing for, I want to say, 6 months or so. Let's see. You see this bullshit? You see what they fucking do? Obviously, because I'm such a free-to-play, not going for tournaments person. Oh, I'm in second place. What the fuck? I don't even notice. Because I don't give a shit. But, so, these events right here, it's pretty much the same rewards you see here. For my beginner account, my main account that's at level 64, fucking whatever, doing good, gold for whatever, has the same fucking rewards, except it takes 2,750 to get there for a 4-star fucking chicken. With my account as far as it is, any epic is a goddamn chicken. So that's stupid. This is a waste of fucking time. At least make it a 5-star if you're gonna do this dumb bullshit. So pretty much this video was just for me to pull those shards because why the fuck not? And to point out how much Plarium's been pissing me off lately. And this is something, this has been going on for a long time. This has been going on for about, I want to say 4 to 6 months. That because they used to put a legendary book here, maybe a 5-star chicken, fuck, even a void shard. But now they've done this a lot. They've been doing 4-star chickens on these tournaments, and it's been so infuriating. And these arena tournaments are just a fucking joke. Like, I mean, well, reward wise, it's absolutely useless. It's fucking stupid. You know, I mean, and the fact that Relentless is still the top prize, they nerfed it. Take this shit out. Put some speed sets or something. Put some lifesteal. Put some goddamn sacreds. Stupid fucking nonsense. Anyways, I'm sorry. I'm just frustrated. I'm having a bad week, and honestly, players have been pissing me off. I've been finding myself playing Exos more lately. I'm doing my dailies in all my accounts, obviously. I did my dailies. We're going to get another Ancient tomorrow, or later today, actually, because of when I'm recording this. And we're getting close to our first Void and Sacred, which will probably be massive disappointments. So, yeah, it's stupid, it's irritating. I'm just going to throw these in and see if any of them are dupes. Oh, we did have a Grinner. I must have not been reading them at the time. Alright, so we're starting to amass a little bit of rares here. Most of them are garbage. But yeah, there's literally not much to say. The game is fucking stupid. It's been stupid for a bit. I'm sorry, you know, if you're in it, don't get me wrong, has a lot of fun components to it. But as you get further up and you start realizing the level of bullshit and how little this company seems to give a shit, like even the content creators, like the real ones, obviously I'm a mini fucking minnow in this pond, but you know, like the bigger ones like Chofly, Darth, and all these people, they're getting fed up as well. Like you can clearly see, like Plarium ignores all of their advice for everything. Like they don't fucking care, and it's so irritating. And they just keep doing this because they know it'll make them money. I think honestly, this game's not gonna last another year if they keep this shit up. For those of you that are newer, you don't know this, but let me see, where is it? It's in the dungeon area, right? This fucking thing has been here for like a year, over a year. Sorry, that's been there for over a year, just locked. And before anyone asks, because I know some people do, the campfire does nothing at all. It's a waste of fucking space. It's just, why? Like, I get that you want to have this. That's fine. You want to put a tree there on Christmas. That's fucking fine. Why the fuck do you have a name? There's absolutely no need for this goddamn name to be here. I've been playing this for over a fucking year, and there's nothing that this has ever done. It's fucking dumb. So yeah, this fucking game has been pissing me off lately. I don't even know, man. Like I said, bad week, and honestly, it's just everything has been really stupid in my opinion. Let's just do this, whatever. I did this because Jizzo is the defense champion, and why the fuck not? Just to show you where I'm at with story or this, I am down to just these two, but obviously with the champions I have, it's a little more difficult because I don't have good gear yet. And I started Nightmare, but obviously this is kind of difficult since I don't have anything going. I 5-star Jizzo, so he's on his way. I got these 3 in the waiting. I'm probably going to do Tayrel next. These 2 are just on the side for when I want to give a shit about Arena. When I start caring about that, I'll do that. And again, these are not going to be level 16 because it's a fucking waste of my energy to do so for many reasons. But, you know, the main one is the fact that they're 4 stars and I don't want to waste resources on that crap. I got couple shields and, you know, I got a couple pieces from Dragon. I've been trying to play Dragon lately. Let's see if it shows. It might not show it now because I already had looked at it earlier. So I got some Dragon pieces here. Unfortunately, they only gave me 1 lifesteal piece. This has been here. So this is the only new one. And then I'm getting a bunch of this shit, which personally I don't give a fuck about. They're all fucking useless to me. Like, and they're 4-star. So. But yeah, so that's where I'm at right now. It's just a grind fest. There's really not much to say. You know, when you get to around this point in the game, you literally are just going to be grinding. Okay, so yeah, aside from that, you know, yeah, it's I don't know, man, it's depressing.